Refusing the lie detector test is worse than failing it. You have to do the lie detector test, Hans. This is the worst case scenario for you, the worst option. Imagine if Dubov lost to you and then refused the lie detector test. You would have been all over that with all kinds of criticism. What a hypocrite. Pretty demanding messages that Hans Niemann is getting here. It kind of makes sense if you know the whole story, and exactly that is what we're going to show you in this video. Now, just to be clear, to understand the video you should know about the cheating scandal in 2022 at the St. Louis Chess Club, where Hans Niemann beat Magnus Carlsen with the black pieces, which resulted in Magnus Carlsen accusing Hans Niemann of cheating. The reason was this.
What made you convinced that he was cheating in that particular game?
There was a combination of things, though, based on the chess level that I thought that he had and that I'd seen from his game, both playing against him, analyzing a little with him, and looking at his other games. There were a lot of stories back then. If you sort of take what chess.com say, then he cheated a bunch online in a certain period of time.
Now, if you want to know every little detail about this scandal, we can highly recommend you to watch this video. But today's topic is actually this match between Daniil Dubov and Hans Niemann. You see, it all started when Daniil Dubov decided to fall asleep during a World Cup match against Hans Niemann.
Well, what happened, yeah. I went to the hotel and, I came back and I said I was sleeping, yeah. That's what you know.
The chess world sort of, when something like that happens.
Well, when something like that happens, unless you're an idiot, you know what happened, Levi. And I know you're not, so...
And just to clarify, of course Daniil Dubov did not fall asleep, but he missed the match on purpose because he doesn't want to play a cheater, which is actually pretty astonishing because Daniil actually would have made it into the knockout stage of the World Cup and maybe would have even won it if he didn't decide to boycott Hans Niemann. Now, Hans Niemann of course felt disrespected and publicly challenged Daniil Dubov to a private 1v1 match with very interesting conditions. Happy to play Dubov in a blitz match under any conditions. I will pay for his travel, accommodation, and offer a 10k reward to a charity of his choice if he wins. Now, chess fans on Twitter might know that Hans Niemann offers these kind of matches to a lot of chess grandmasters. On one side, he does it to get more experience in chess and to become a better chess player. And since he, as he himself says, is not invited to any chess tournaments or games, this is his way of making sure to stay relevant at chess. On the other side, he surely sends out these kind of offers to gain more popularity and also to show the chess world that he's actively being boycotted. Look at these tweets. It's time to expand the Hans Niemann Against the World Tour. Considering the blatant blacklisting, I see only one solution. I'd like to offer bounties to any 2700 plus player who would like to play. 25k for anyone between 2700 and 2720, 50k for anyone between 2720 and 2750, 100k for everyone else above 2750. I'd prefer to play classical, rapid and blitz, but I'm flexible on the format. I will handle logistics, the players risk nothing, my DMs are open.
The main point of the money is to sort of show that if he declines such a ridiculous offer, like $100,000, then it shows that people don't want to give me the chance to actually play. I'm simply a chess player who wants to play chess. And all these people are trying to ruin my career and don't even want to give me the chance to play.
Now, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people would slide into Magnus Carlsen's DMs if he wrote such a message on Twitter. Now, usually none of the people that Hans Niemann challenges actually accepts such an offer. But then there's Daniil Dubov, who literally is the first person to answer him, but also has conditions. Now that you're out, we can talk. I'm ready to play under the following conditions. You agree to a lie detector test with a trained professional. Test to feature only one question about cheating, with the result to be communicated to the community at large. If the test comes out clean, I will accept my decision was rash, and I'm ready to play a 24-game blitz match against you, 8 games a day, $2,000 per point. Now we have Hans Niemann and Daniil Dubov actually finally agreeing to a match. The conditions would be that the loser has to answer a question in front of a lie detector test, and that they would play 18 games in 2 days in Moscow, Russia. This match then actually happened, event, and of course, Daniil Dubov was the favorite since they played Blitz. Now before we look into these games, let's quickly look at Daniil Dubov. Why would he even accept such an offer and risk his reputation in playing Hans Niemann with the possibility of losing? We don't think it's because of money or gaining any sort of popularity. Maybe it's because Dubov himself doesn't appreciate cheaters and once and for all wants to end this topic, or in his words, the clown show. Daniil Dubov was also in Magnus Carlsen's team when Magnus became world champion against Jan Nepomniachtchi. So you could say that Daniil Dubov and Magnus Carlsen are pretty good friends, and maybe they know more about the cheating scandal than we do, because obviously Magnus is gatekeeping some information.
The thing is also there's a Netflix documentary coming in where I'm telling my side of the story, so I cannot go too deep into everything.
Hans Niemann and Daniil Dubov finally went and played the match. With Daniil being the favorite, it was no shock that at some point in the match he was leading by 3 points and Hans was having a hard time on the board and also on the clock. It was a pretty big surprise when Hans then managed to win 3 games in a row and equalize the match. 8.5 for Hans and 8.5 for Dubov. It all came down to the last and final game 18, which would decide the match. In the final game, Hans actually got a winning position and had more time on the clock as well, but somehow he got nervous and the game resulted in both of them having very little time and an equal position until Hans blundered and Dubov found the key move to win the game. Hans saw he was about to lose since Dubov had his knight and king in the center, making sure Hans couldn't promote one of his pawns into a queen. Dubov on the other side though could promote one of his pawns into a queen if he wanted to. And with no time on the clock, Hans would eventually lose the game and match on time.
And F3 is trying to queen his own pawn. Knight E2. Face off the pawn.
Wow. What an ending.
Look at him. He's just in disbelief.
Wow. That was extreme drama.
Let's just say every chess fan was looking forward to see Hans Niemann on a lie detector test. Well, we did have to wait 10 days since this match to even get an update, and basically Hans Niemann said that he wouldn't do the lie detector test because he does not want to do it in Dubai, and also he felt disrespected by Dubov, who didn't even say bye to him after the match, and also said this whole thing was a clown show.
It wasn't really the loss that bothered me. It was more so the constant sort of disrespect from Dubov. He was speaking to me on my move. After the match, he didn't shake my hand. And then he walked out immediately and said that the clown show is finally over. And then messaging me after saying that like I should be the one to pay and arrange and like do the lie detector in UAE, like 13-hour flight away, and I should be the one to pay and arrange all of it. It's like...
Now apparently Hans does want to do the test, but just not in Dubai. This is what he wrote. My rejection of Dubov's polygraph conditions was regarding his demand to do it in Dubai and for me to cover the costs. One should not forget that he left without a handshake and called the match a clown show on his way out. It must be done in neutral settings. I'm exploring fair options. Also, he tweeted this: Kramnik is helping with the lie detector, guys. Don't worry, procedure has begun. We are very looking forward to this test, but to be honest, we kinda still doubt it will happen. Oh, and one more thing. It also is kind of funny that Hans Niemann and Vladimir Kramnik are doing the preparation together, since Kramnik is the one GM who literally accused a lot of grandmasters for cheating, including people like Daniil Naroditsky and Hikaru Nakamura. It just feels like a weird combination. One guy accuses everyone of cheating and works with a guy everyone accuses of cheating. Funny how the world works, but okay, to each their own. We hope you liked the video. Like it to support us and sub the channel for more awesome chess content. See you next week.